Hello, and welcome to the teachings on the Middle Way Nagarjuna by Khenpo Tenzin. Please make sure that your phone are on silence mode. And we start the Four Immeasurable on page 5. May all Mother sentient beings, limitless of space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all Mother sentient beings, limitless of space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all Mother sentient beings, limitless of space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion.
Dangwe doje jajara zondo, yinja mado dija bonjomba, surja lombo tabra jibaga. Shakji jarbe jadang zo anzar, dorjin janjin telo naro tang, marbamala chije gambo ba, bamodra ba jawan gongba, kajo lama namje da joansh. Danen dene zera damje da lama lava la ye jizo zon, la zoyo nen jamzen ala wan, dindra dunjin rebe gele zor, da zo lo jizon ro war zinja labdos, chue lamden ro war zinja labdos, lan ro wa ja war zinja labdos, ro wa ye jizon ja war zinja labdos, kange dinjen ro war jong, kawa me ba je me ba, Jiba me ba da me ba wa me ba do me ba da de do me do ye me zhe ba nye je je den ba zo ba san je ma nan je dan ba de la jan zar do zhen je za wa la ma je je gu zong do ji lan da 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 ge ji lan be de da ge den ba dan zhen je je do la bo jen ro ba zhen je la do zo. Trashidele de Dhamma friends. Do you understand the meaning of Trashidele? It's good to understand Trashi. Trashi means auspicious. De means may you have a happy, a healthy body. Leg means may you have a happy mind. This is a wish or auspicious words. So yeah, I think in different languages has different species. What's the words? So in Tibetan, always say Tashidele. And then today I continually teach Madhyamaka school. First, we should understand that Madhyamaka school is Buddha's teaching or not. Then, of course, I should answer that yes. If it is Buddha's teaching, when Buddha taught Madhyamaka school. So Buddha taught it different holy places. For example, virtual peak mountain. So first Buddha, he became enlightened. He completely became enlightened after 11 deeds. There are 12 deeds. From Buddha came from Tushita, and then enters mother's womb, and then his mother gave him birth, and then he grew, and then he married, and then he gained the renunciation of samsara. Before he grew, renunciation samsara. He married and he studied. There's a 62 different arts. Buddha studied different 62 different arts, and then he also has many competitions between his cousins and so forth. So, and then he grew, and then he married, and then he Buddha gained the renunciation of samsara, and then Buddha started to become monastic life. So he became monastic. So when Buddha became monastic, then he changed actually we say four things. First means that these are the changed the name. So right now we call Buddha or Shakyamuni Buddha, but first his name is Siddhartha. The reason he chose this name is actually Buddha. He's actually he practiced equanimity, is equality. So that's where there's some in India at that time caste system, like a Brahmin king or something like that. So of course he was a prince, but he did not became king because he did not like it. And then also he did not like Brahmin caste system. It does not mean he did not like their culture, but the caste system is they say, oh, my forefather is very higher, and then they keep some powers, something like that. So that's why for that reason, people keep the name of a Brahmin, some part of the name of the Brahmin, and then there always has different classics, different layers. So that's where then Buddha changed his name too. And then another is when Buddha became monastic, he changed his the body. We say his body. Changed his body means he cut his hair and changed the clothes. And then another Buddha changed his place, which means he did not stay in the kingdom, and he went to the remote place or monastery. Actually, monastery means a little far from the hometown, one's hometown. And then especially Buddha changed his mind. Okay, renunciation means like that. In this world, we have power, we have friends, wealth, and lots of things. In ancient times, powerful people kept or possess powers, and they but now they became like a daydream. Only their name exists in the book, some books. Some say those people are good, some say those people are not good, but they gone. Their family, their body, their bones, their flesh, everything gone. Right now, if we search where are they, we cannot find. So that's where Buddha understood that the samsara is actually meaningless. But it does not, Buddha did not criticize the samsaric beings, because Buddha always think our samsaric beings are his children or his parents. But usually samsara means samsara does not exist outside of our mind. Samsara means our afflictive thoughts. For example, yesterday you asked me, if we already Buddha, then how we turned in thinking being. So for example, right now I'm teaching Dharma and you all pay attention. Probably you feel, oh, he is a very good person. And after 5 minutes later, if I become angry, and then you call me, he is a short temper or angry person. So I suddenly turned into samsara. So that's where sometimes when we think about the next life and how the thinking beings or Buddha nature turn into the samsaric being, we don't want to go further. Of course, the masters need to understand that the background when a student asks at that time sometimes makes sense through background. Background means long histories. But in the reality, how should we turn into samsara and how samsara began, something like that, or how exists the next life. Those things we can find in the. We don't go far away. If we try to go far away, we try to search long histories. Sometimes it's difficult. That's where we have discussion. The main thing is that we just think. For example, do we have next life or not? Yes. Tomorrow and next life are same. Today and this life are same. Dream and pardo are same, no different. So, and then samsara, as I said, if I immediately give rise angry emotion, I become samsaric being. So, at that time, you not call Khenpo Tenzin probably angry. You maybe call me angry person. Hello, angry person. Yeah. So that's for that reasons the samsara means actually like that. But then the samsara, Buddha noticed that samsara means people's afflictive emotion, over afflictive emotion. So then Buddha, he gained this realization, and then he continually meditated, and he completely become victory once. That means he become arhatship, and he become the transcension beings or wisdom being. And then after that, Buddha started to teach Dharma. We say Buddha turned 3 Dharma wheels. First and second and third. So Madhyamaka teaching comes from the second turn of Dharma wheel. So that's you have to keep in your mind. This important, or in the future when you if you have some questions give rise from your mind, Madhyamaka teaching is Buddha's teaching or not. So it comes from the first second turning of the Dharma. There is a Buddha taught many sutaras, and then there is a 10th bhumi of sutara. It comes from there, 10th bhumi of sutara. So in Madhyamaka, Chindakriti, Tibetan call Davatrakpa, in Sanskrit Chindakriti. Chindakriti, he has a commentary about Madhyamaka. So There also clearly mentioned about that thing. And then Buddha taught that, and then of course some understood the meaning of Madhyamaka. Whether I call Madhyamaka in reality emptiness. So we try to understand emptiness, and we try to reduce self-grasping. That's all. And this morning, Rinpoche frequently says grasping, grasping. Grasping is not good. Grasping is always obstacles. Grasping is Mara. Grasping is harmful spirits. Rinpoche frequently emphasized on there. So then, okay, Rinpoche mentioned that. Also, you don't think, oh, Rinpoche teach something and I teach something. Yeah, of course, the Rinpoche is the Rinpoche, and Holy Guru. We are different, but when we teach, you should understand. Understand means you are going to bring together. That means you should become like a bridge. Bridge means how big the river is, how big, it doesn't matter. This area, the big river follows. This area, big river follows. Doesn't matter. Eventually, both go go under the bridge. Likewise, if we bring together, then we can melt. We can taste, or we can feel. We can experience the teachings. So the Rinpoche mentioned about grasping and selflessness this morning. And then right now, during the Madhyamaka teaching, also talking about the grasping and selflessness. And then the difference is that in the Madhyamaka, explain how should we understand, how we will be able to understand selflessness, and what is the self-grasping. So that's where if you bring that into the Rinpoche's teaching, then this teaching benefits you. And sometimes this is my own experience. Sometimes we listen the teachings, immediately we cannot experience, and it seems that doesn't make sense so much. But after a few months later, years later, even sometimes we are going through a bus or car, remember this teaching, and that changes a lot our mind. Sometimes we have some facing problems, we have some difficult circumstance. At that time, then we remember those teachings, and then we apply that. At the same time, we found new methods, so then it greatly help. So that's where when we listen the teachings, we should bring together, like we make this juice, apple or lemon or others like a banana, or everything bring in a one container, and then we shake it. It become, it's called juice, yeah. And then we drink it. It benefits. Likewise, we listen different teachings. We have a golden opportunity to listen different teachings. This is the power of our merits. But when we receive these teachings, we should bring into the mind. We don't. If we don't bring into the mind, then its teachings are whether wonderful teachings or not, it's quite hard to benefit. So that's where we should bring into the mind, and then we start to fix our, if I'm right to say this, we try to fix our faults or mistakes, and we try to progress our this right thinking, right view, and excellent qualities and so forth. So then Buddha Nagarjuna taught this Madhyamaka, and he has disciples. Of course, he has thousands of disciples. So among them, one is Buddha Palita. Buddha Palita also wrote commentaries of Nagarjuna's teaching. And then there's another student. His name is it's not publicly we hear often. That's why perhaps it's quite hard for you. It's called Bhavavika. Bhavavika in Tibetan called Ligdinji. Ligdinji and Sangjechang. Sangjechang Buddha Palita. Ligdinji means Bhava Vevika. So these two students listening from Nagarjuna, listening the Madhyamaka from Nagarjuna, and then they have a slightly different understanding. So that's where Bhava Vevika also wrote commentary about Madhyamaka. But this commentary is slightly different. The commentaries of Buddha Palitas. So that's where then Chindakirti, some says Chindakirti, he make clear, Bhava Vevika, your commentary has some kind of mistakes. Buddha Palita's the commentary is correct, right? Something like that. But there's not so much different between there. Then how we establish selflessness. As I mentioned, during the Madhyamaka teaching, established two kinds of selflessness. So when they established two kinds of selflessness, then they don't have a different view. They both establish selflessness. They both said, Buddha Palita said, there's no I. And Bhava Vevika also said, there's no I. But then Bhava Vevika said, if we don't analyze, then at that time, there is I. But that I is truly exists at that time. But Buddha Palita and Chindakirti, they said, when we establish selflessness, at that time there is an I. There is an I. But that I is illusory, like a rainbow, like a moon's reflection in the water. This isn't truly exist any time at all. Even in the relative truth, they not exist. Do you understand a little bit? Or I make you very deep sleep. I think you understand, but I will repeat. Sometimes repeat makes more lethargic, more sleepy, okay? If you don't have sleepy medicine, then come to my teaching. And then you can sleep here in the temple. It's virtue, it's like a pure land, Amitabha's pure land. Because you can come in the temple, your ears just listen Dharma, but you don't care, just sleep. Then you have beautiful, sweet dreams. And then and the fans help you, and this tankas, Yudamdet is always protect you. So don't worry, you will not take away the ghost or something. So just relax, enjoy. That is also your experience, your merit. You come here for 10 days. Of course, you miss Rinpoche, And the second time, probably you miss, oh, I was asleep in the temple. That was really perfect. So it's probably become your memory. So it's good. So anyhow, I will repeat. Okay, repeat. So there are two masters. Two masters. If names make confused for you, one right master and left master. So these two masters start to debate. You see some monastery always doing like this debate. They actually discuss about this a lot. So also Malarepa and other masters discuss. Maybe you know some Rechongpa and Malarepa also debate. You know, yeah. Sometimes you read Malarepa's song. It's very nice. Malarepa's song is really amazing, easy to understand. When you read Malarepa's song, don't read just like a newspaper. Okay. When you read Malarepa's song, you little bit prepare. How should you do? Close the door and window and turn on the fan. If you are going to turn it's a bit for music, you can do. And then you, if this is translated in your language, you sing that. You should become singer. So you sing and very enjoy. You really how to say melt in the Malarepa song. And sometimes you can laugh by yourself. Sometimes you can cry by yourself. So that means at that time Malarepa's song leads you in nirvana. So that when you read Malarepa's, and also you can memorize that easily. And these memories helps you a lot. Actually, the Tibetan culture, when we studied in the monasteries, oh my, lots of memory. Sometimes so tired. Sometimes really I thought, oh, perhaps this is a mistake to start the how to say wrong path to study. Memory is so difficult. I thought that, but nowadays I see the value. What is that? For example, Rinpoche, he can't see well the letters, but he memorized. That's where he teach. For that reason, the kindness of his memory, right now we can listen his teachings. For example, this samadhi empowerment. Likewise, these dripchins, Vajakalaya, Yamitaka, those sadhanas Rinpoche recite from his mind. So that's where, if you memorize some like a Malarepa's song, is really helpful. When in the future we become the age is grow, it's natural. I not discriminate between the young and old. We all sooner or later become aging or become old. So actually, old people are gold. I heard. So that's where Rinpoche memoried. It has great benefit. And then sometimes one traveling to the in the aeroplane and so forth, and then recite those songs or some other text. Then it's very comfortable. If you memorize it, they stay in your mind, and then you can reflect more. You can think more on there, and it's then your wisdom. In other words, your memory is become your Buddha. So exactly in the seven verses of Tara, it says, "Mindful, please protect me or us." I don't remember. Protect us. Mindfulness, Mother Gods, please protect us. That means mindfulness of Tara, please protect us. So how Tara helps you? We always say, Tara, please help me. But when Tara comes to you, for example, yes, one person used a serious harsh word to you. Perhaps that you make some mistakes, perhaps you did not. But suddenly you think, oh, I should be patient. If you can do that, that moment Tara protects you. If we often become angry. Angry is just an example. Otherwise, same like other emotions. If we repeat those things, then one day we become familiar. So sometimes I joke that we all great meditators of afflictive emotion because we spontaneously arise those things. So that's where they Tara help us means always this remember how to practice patience. And also sometimes we read some verse. For example, in the first verse of the 37th way of Bodhisattva, it says, all the phenomena neither come nor go. Okay, this probably you read and then you remember. But after you think, oh, what is the meaning of that? Oh, all the phenomena neither come nor go means birthless. So this wisdom is Tara. This wisdom is Tara, or this how Tara protect you. Because you give rise your wisdom and this realization. So through this way, we say, wherever you go, Tara is with you. Even you are in the restroom, Tara is there. So Tara is with us 24/7. Same like a compassion Buddha. So that's for that reasons we always think that we should understand how to make a relation with Tara. Oh, we have a Tara's Tanka here. So then I'm here. So now probably Tara is here. That is also wonderful. But this is a dualistic perception. This is a virtuous perception, but this is still dualistic perception. So Tara means all the good qualities of mind. As yesterday I told you that, like if we have a crystal, and then if we show it in front of the sun's ray, there are thousands of colors radiate. Likewise, our mind has mind belong, or our mind has thousands of wisdoms, and then these wisdoms radiate, yidams appear. Okay, these wisdoms, who covered, who block this wisdom light, grasping. So that's where we are going to understand the selflessness. Until we realize the selflessness, we are quite difficult to understand. But then there's no, I'm ready to give you sleep medicine, okay? So you listen. I think it's maybe it's there are the materialistic schools. In Buddhism has two lower schools, two higher schools. Two lower schools, I already told you that Vibhashaka and Sutantika schools. But we say they are lower schools. For that reason, we say, oh, I don't care. Don't understand like that. For example, monks have vows. Vows comes from these lower schools. But we cannot say these vows are very low because it comes from lower schools. Don't think that. Lower school, this Rahula Bada. From Rahula Bada, from Buddha to Rahula Bada to the another Sangha, and then continually that vow received Nagarjuna. Monastics vow received Nagarjuna. From Nagarjuna to continually receive to us. So that's where this Rahula Bada is one master of the Vipashaka school. So we don't look. But right now we are talking about view, the conduct, view, meditation. You heard that, yeah? When we practice Dharma, there are three things: conduct, meditation, and view. So right now we are discussing about a view. We are discussing like an empty space, very higher situations. So in this case, these two love schools, of course, then what they think about ultimate truth, but there are some mistakes, but they are important. There is a story in the ancient times. Merchant. Ancient times, the businessmen, they don't have aeroplane. Ancient time is a very, very ancient time. They don't have aeroplane. They don't have car and so forth. Even horse, they don't have that. But they travel. But they have a boat. Travel through ocean to find the jewels. They found a jewel, and then this jewel, if they found this jewel, it's not easily found those jewels. For example, we are hard work for the sake of our enlightenment. Likewise, for the sake of finding these jewels, they hard work. That's why they travels. Some merchant, some businessmen are bodhisattvas. So that's why they travel, but they not for going for only business. They found some jewel, wish fulfilling jewel, and then they bring into their village or their country, and then it benefit people of their country. For that reasons, sometimes Buddhas ready to bless, help those bodhisattvas, and then they create a big city. Actually, that is the center of the ocean, but they create a big city there through miracle power. And then they stay there, rest there, and then they not give up. Again, they forward to get this wish fulfilling jewel. Likewise, if Buddha suddenly mentioned about the higher teachings, for example, this emptiness or something, and many practitioners, they're shocked. They're shocked and they say, "Oh, I cannot practice." For instance, when Buddha started to teach, Buddha said, male or female, no different. Old or young, no different. Higher this classical from caste system or lower caste system, no different. Anyone welcome to practice the Dharma. So that's where some very, very lower caste system, I think, some become monastic, and then some kings criticized, "Oh, I cannot become Buddhist because Buddhist is like a garbage, because those practitioners are lower caste systems." If I'm right, I think it's a caste system. Dharma is a very low, not like a Brahmi or kings, the generation of a king or Brahmins, very lower. And then they said that, but then they came to the monastery, came to the Buddha, and then they look at their meditation practice. Even they are very low caste system, but their meditation is amazing. Patience is amazing. Diligence is amazing. And then they have no freedom. They start to give rise devotion. And then they notice. So that's where this is also one example. Anyhow, right now, the Buddha taught these two lower class schools for travel to the Madhyamaka school. Suddenly, if Buddha taught about emptiness, then people shocked. So that's where first the Buddha said everything exists. Everything exists. The first turning the wheel of Dharma, Buddha taught the Four Noble Truth. So all our brothers, sisters of Dharma brothers, sisters, Four Noble Truth, you are going to familiar Four Noble Truths. This is very important. This is the first Buddha turned the Dharma. So in this, the first Buddha said, you should understand suffering. The many people think it seems like a crazy. We all experience suffering. Still, we say, Buddha says we are going to understand suffering. What should we do? But what is the how should we understand suffering? Means there are many explanations. One thing is sometimes we think suffering is happiness, so we have a misunderstanding. The happiness is suffering means we think something is a happiness. For example, I like these flowers. I like these flowers because this is beautiful. But I attached this strongly. And then, of course, these flowers are impermanent. One day they dry up, the petals disappear, colors reduce, and something happened, I start to suffering. So that's why Buddha says, oh, you are busy for the sake of suffering, but you think that is happiness. So that's where right now we can utilize, as in the prayer of Kunduzambo, Samhita Bhattara says, you don't reject something received to you, okay, from friends and so forth. For example, some friend give you clothes, or some friend give you some gift. Don't reject them. Don't reject them. Also, Gampopa says in the Garland of the Gampopa's teaching, if it's something spontaneously received to you, these are the siddhi, so you don't reject. Don't say, no, I don't need something like that. But in the Samhita Bhattara says, after you receive those things, don't fixate. But this is a little higher word. Don't attach. Don't attach means don't attach. I say don't attach, but there is an understanding. Don't attach means, oh, I don't care what happened. Not like that. Don't attach means don't connect strongly through your attachment. If you are too strong, you arise too strong in the attachment, then if this is something happened, then you cannot bear. I mean, you cannot patient. Almost you think you lost your life. Perhaps you lost your mobile phone, and then you feel you lost your life. So it's really, we feel like that. We exaggerate that. So that's where, and then sometimes we cannot dedicate. Attachment and greed are friends. Attachment and greed are friends. Jealousy and angry emotions are friends. So that's where attachment is strong and greed is little less strong. But you cannot dedicate, you cannot offer, then your house is full of the things. Whether useful thing, if your house is full of useful things, it's wonderful. Sometimes unnecessary things are also there, and then you don't have a room to put there. So that's why don't attach strongly. Of course, we have a little bit attachment for these things and take care of that. And then if sometimes something happened, that at that time you are going to dedicate. Oh, I am going to dedicate this. This is the result of karma. Karmic creditors come to me. Karmic creditors means, for instance, if in the previous lives you are keeping somebody's things and they did not give you, they ask you to keep, or you borrowed from them, and then if they passed away and you did not return that, or you did not dedicate mantras and so forth, and then karmic creditors means kind of bardo beings, spirits beings, they come to you, and then sometimes those things doesn't work well with you. So that's where if you cannot dedicate that things, you are going to recite Mana Mantra frequently. The reason you recite Mana Mantra, you have 6 seeds in your body. Those 6 seeds And these karmic creditors have relation. It's like a gravity, like a how to say? It's pulling them. What are these seeds? Here you have seeds of gods. Gods. That, so that's where if you are too much apply pride, self-pride. Self-pride means, oh, actually self-pride has 7 classifications. I am better than you. I studied Dharma longer than you. If, for example, if give example myself, and I understand more. I understand Dharma more than you. Those are pride. At that time, I support to my the seed of gods. So that's where after this life, my consciousness goes here, and then going to the God's realm. If I rebirth in the God's realm, first is really pleasant. We can forget Pure Land. We can forget Amitabha's land. But right before 7 days, we can experience suffering. These 7 days is longer than over 7 years. Then how can we be patient? So that's where we are going to reduce self-pride. The reason is that. And then second, jealousy. Jealousy, the seed of jealousy is here, third area. So that's where if we are giving rise too much jealousy, we will rebirth demigod's realm. Because our consciousness goes there, and we will rebirth in demigod's realm. After we rebirth in the demigod's realm, naturally arises jealousy. If there is a saying, jealousy in people has no happiness. Attachment people has no satisfaction. Angry people has not happiness. Is true or not? So we are not criticize each others, but for the sake of future, so that's where we are going to reduce jealousy. We don't want to make increasing jealousy. If we are reduce jealousy, that means we are delete, in the form delete demigod's realm. So there is no demigod's realm then. If we reduce the jealousy, there is no demigod's realm. Like we delete the bad pictures in the our phone. And then after this area, this heart chakra, this area, we have human, the seeds of human being. So then if we too much give rise attachment, our perspective or our wish is to attain Buddhahood. But we will reborn comes back again in the human realm. And then same like right this century. Especially if we rebirth in the degenerated time, then there are lots of sufferings. Yeah? So that's where for that reason we are going to reduce our attachment. And then navel area, there is a seed of animals. So right now you are focusing Dharma. At that time you start to turn the light of wisdom. So that means you are reduced. Actually you think, for reducing ignorance, I'm going to go to the mountainside and doing meditation there, retreat there. Yeah, of course, that is a wonderful idea. But right now you are in the temple and listening Dharma. At that time, your ignorance start to reduce. It's like a dawn. Dawn means early morning, before sunshine, but the darkness goes away. There is some light. Similarly, right now we listen the Dharma. At that time, our ignorance started to reduce. And then below the navel, there is this seed of hunger ghost. So that's where if we apply or give rise too much greed, then we will rebirth in the hunger ghost realm. Hunger ghost realm, they have intrinsic, how to say, the very, I think, intensive suffering. That means they are hungry. The fires coming from stomach. Sometimes we experience during the Nyungne practice, fasting practice. Probably we are less hungry but thirsty, and then cannot sleep, and then night is so long. I'm talking my experience, okay? When I was very small, like this size, just kidding. But just because it is a monastery's system, and I don't have freedom to say I can't do practice fasting, and then or Nyungne practice, and there is a guru and other old monks, and then and also there are many lay practitioners, and then the first day we allow to eat in the lunch. We allow to eat at lunch, yeah. And then I ate. They gave me some oil, free oil mixed with the tsampa or bread or something. I ate a little bit. The next there's one old monk. It's a kind, good monk, but he told me eat a lot. Otherwise tomorrow you will be hungry. And then I ate. Slowly these lay practitioners and the old monks ate a lot. I start to vomit. I can't eat. So that's where in the yogurt there's some, it's kind of, some told me this, if you translate sweet potato is wrong, but we call toma, something we found under the ground. After we cook that mixed with yogurt is pretty delicious. So then I ate one bowl of this, but I cannot eat because they ate a lot, and I start to vomit, and it's so difficult. And then I just put under the table like this. And then that day, perfect, everything okay. I can speak, yeah, and I can stay. I can drink little water and so forth. And then that next morning, pretty okay. And then doing prostration, then start to hungry. I cannot imagine any chinese, honestly. Sure, I cannot imagine. My imagination is food. And then what I see is that my yogurt with this sweet potato under this table, because I put there, left there. I look at that, but I cannot eat because there everybody is there in the one table. If I ate, it's so funny, yeah. And I was so hungry. And then that night, couldn't sleep well. But I image still that the yogurt. I really want that. And then that next morning is ready. The last session we can eat. Yeah, we can eat. We say ngaksul, or some system buso. Buso means we have many organisms in the body. So if we long time not eat food, they are hungry. That's where first we feed them. So there's ngaksu or buso, and we drink tea with some tsampa a little bit. But the Chan master recite very slowly this, and again, then my angry emotion arises. that's new practice. It goes so funny, and I angry this Chan master. He chant very slowly. It cannot finish. I think it's finished. Again, he dedicate again another dedication prayer. But I was so excited to eat that yogurt, and then eventually, even he recited. I still remember clearly. He recited offering food, offering prayer, like Tumba Lami Sanjirumu. He recited a longer one. So recited a longer one. It's so difficult. And then eventually some people bring this tea with the tsampa mixed, like a soup. Brought that, but I not excited that. I excited this yogurt. So then I suddenly catch that yogurt and I ate. Unfortunately, that is the full season. Is like almost winter. Tibet weather is so cold. Yeah, everybody knows. The top of there instead of cream is become like a ice. I did not notice that. Suddenly I ate that. Then my this jaws hurts. It's become feelingless. My teeth is so hurt because it's so cold. Suddenly put in the mouth. So I experienced. So karma comes to me at that time because I did not practice well. Nyungne always food. I image food. So then eventually that food punished me. It's so hurt. And then even I of course I cannot eat that yogurt. Even I cannot drink that tea with champa. Just so that's where this sometimes we practice nyune. We really remember the suffering of hunger ghosts. We this is not we just experience that one day or half days, but hunger ghosts they 24/7 they experience that. So that's where the seed of hunger ghosts is below our navel. So if we are going to remove the hunger ghost realm, we are going to delete the greed. So dedication means actually for practicing of how to say antidote of greed too. So because dedication means in the Dharma words, dedication means pin. Pin means we dedicate our merit to others, it benefit. That means pin. Yun means something received to you. What is received? Some benefit received to you back. So the dedication is important. And then especially this, sometimes you can dedicate for others things. For example, if you see some monastics or some practitioners practice there are different practices like Torma, we say Torma practice. If you Torma practice, that means there's a small container and there's like a small piece of Torma put there and then recite mantra. During the Ushinisha practice, we do that and then pull water very slowly. It's very slowly you pour water, then it greatly benefits. It greatly benefit, and also sometimes the you know George Dipamkara, you heard, yeah. George is Indian Pintata. He went to visited in Tibet for many decades years ago. At that time, he came to the mountain Kailasha. In the mountain Kailasha, there is one lake, like ocean, small lake. There he practiced that Torma offering. Some hunger ghost to stand up. His attendants saw that. In his life story has that. So it has a great benefit. So then when we after we eat food, sometimes we don't have time to dedicate them, but mentally dedicate, and then they're satisfied. Some just eat the smells. Some eat, some see those things. Then, if we dedicate, they are satisfied. If we don't dedicate, they don't have ability to eat them. So even we throw away a biscuit, they cannot eat. They are afraid. So if we dedicate, then they can satisfy. Even one piece of biscuit can satisfy many those hungry beings, hungry ghosts or beings. And then the center of our feet, there is a how to say the seed of hell realm beings, hell beings. So if we are too much angry emotion, then give rise to angry emotion too much. We make more stronger and stronger that seeds of hell realm. So for that reason, we recite Manu Mantra. So we say a single Manu Mantra benefit a lot. So how can benefit? Single Manu Mantra Om Mani Padme Hum. That each seed has each antidote. Do you understand? For example, Om delete the seed of the gods, because it's don't let our self pride, don't let make imprint, don't plant the gods, something like that. So we recite Manu Mantra for the sake of us. It reduce or making powerless the 6 realms, and also from these 6 Manu Mantra radiate. 6 Manu Mantra radiate the 6 light. Then for that reasons we say 6 Nirmana Kayas of Buddha. You see some tankas, 6 Buddhas stand up, yeah? 6 Buddhas, they are stand up in some tankas. In the 12 links of interdependence, there is also, there exists this pattern. So that's why you are going to understand that how you benefit 6 realms is you recite Manu Mantra, then radiate 6 different kind of lights. Through these lights appears 6 Buddhas, and those Buddhas benefit them. And and then so anyhow, those afflictive emotions, right now I'm talking about the 6 afflictive emotions, but they are like my fingers, but this what's called the jaw or my hand, arm, my arm grasping is like my arm. They work. If I'm going to grip something by my hand, it's related to my arm. Likewise, they works or not is related to grasping. So that's where we are going to purify grasping. So self-grasping and grasping of phenomena. First, so for those purifying those graspings, there are special 5 great reasons in the Madhyamaka teaching. 5. So the first reasoning is that things don't truly exist as singular or plural. So at that time, then we start to apply this analytical meditation. Analytical meditation and what is called that? Analytical meditation and there is a, say in English, let us meditate. For analytical meditation and there the what is it? Intellectually thinking are quite different. Intellectually thinking, oh, maybe like that. This mountain is big because this mountain is small, because not like that. Because in this case, we say the things don't truly exist as singular or plural. Means in the reality, I said 6 afflictive emotions occur from grasping, but grasping does not exist singular or plural. That means this body is not I. If this body is I, then there are many I's. We all say here sits one person on this question, yeah? Sits one person. And then I myself think that I am stay here. And then if I say I'm stay here and Nagarjuna say there is no you, then I told to him I am here. And then Nagarjuna say, where are you? I say I'm on this question. And then Nagarjuna let me little bit analyze where is I. But also Malarepa exactly did same thing his disciple. So then Nagarjuna, for example, this is example. Nagarjuna say, "Is your head I or you?" And then I start to examining. Oh, my ears aren't I. My nose is not I. My eyes is not I. My ear is not I. And my tongue, lips, teeth, and palate, then all them I searched is I or not. And then I figured that out. Oh, my head is not I. So that's where it's a don't truly exist as singular means. Then I started if I is separate of my head or not. I is separate of my head or not. If I is exist separately. Okay, I said my head is not I. Then I agreed to Nagarjuna. Nagarjuna, you are right. My head is not me. My head is not me. And then Nagarjuna let me analyze my torso from waist to the shoulder. Where is I? And then I going through my arms, and then my chest, and then my ribs, and then my lungs, liver, and so forth, kidneys, and so forth. And then I examining one by one, and then I cannot find. But still I have a fixation of I. But I decided that my torso is not I. And then another way I examine I is existing separately with my torso or together. If together, there is some problem. If separately exist, I could show it. I need to show it. Oh, this yeah, Nagarjuna, you are right. My torso is not me, but I is this. I could show to the Nagarjuna, but I could not show it. But I have a little bit of fixation about eye, knees, leg, thighs, each and every part. And then eventually I cannot find I. And then Nagarjuna says, I is a label. Label means like this. Label means you just utilize this just for this thing, for holding. But in the reality, this is not truly exist. So first, I cannot realize that through my logical perception. So I just almost kind of believe maybe there's no I. But Nagarjuna, please let me know. Still, I have a fixation. I. You say part of my body is not me, but still I have some fixation that I still think I am somewhere. And then, so that's where this body part is not I, then told to whom? Nagarjuna told that some lower schools perceive this body is I. 5 aggregates are the I. Nagarjuna lower schools perceived that. And also that, okay. And then mind-only school. Mind-only school says, okay, Nagarjuna, you are right. That those lower schools says the 5 aggregates are the self, but this is not true. But our mind is I. Our mind is me. My mind is me. And the only mind school says that. And then Nagarjuna start to establish selflessness on the mind. Okay. So I think now we are going to take a tea break, and please come back 10 3:45. Okay. Thank you so much. Let us dedicate. Chancho Senjo Rinpoche Ma Je Ban Na Je 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 Ba Nyan Ba Me Ba Ya Gon Ne Gon De Be Va Jo.
Thank you, Khenpo. Dhamma brothers and sisters, so I would like to have about 5 minutes just to talk about tomorrow. So tomorrow is a very exciting day. We are going to the Grand Canyon as well as Sedona. I just take a seat here, yeah? Okay, so we have 90 people. It's almost 90 people, 80 over people. So, and some of the GBI volunteers are joining us too. Okay, so it's a very big group, so we need to make sure that we are coordinated. That's why we are having the briefing now. Okay, so tomorrow we set off all ready and have